Welcome to People Helping People. I'm Ellen Gerstein, the Director of the Gwinnett Coalition for Health and Human Services. We are a nonprofit agency whose mission is to facilitate collaboration to improve our community. It's great to be here with you today. Our topic today is underage drinking prevention. I am pleased to introduce the Secretary of the Youth Advisory Board from GUIDE, Gwinnett United in Drug Education, Patricia Granada Maliver, and Molly Vance, who is the Youth Advisory Board Assistant Coordinator. Welcome to the show.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So Patricia, tell me what GUIDE is and what your role is on the Youth Advisory Board.
Well, GUIDE stands for Gwinnett United in Drug Education, and it's basically a substance abuse prevention agency. And what they try to do is they have YAB with them, which is what I'm in, which is a youth advisory board, and I'm a secretary in that. And we basically give feedback, like youth feedback to GUIDE and stuff.
Right, and you'll also give feedback to the Gwinnett Coalition as part of our strategies on helping to prevent substance abuse and other things that we're doing with youth. So we really appreciate that. So Molly, why is underage drinking an issue, and why is there a whole month dedicated to it?
Well, thanks for asking. So with underage drinking, we know that it's the number one drug that's used among youth in Gwinnett County, but we are pleased that we've seen it reduced because we've been able to reduce underage drinking from about 45% to 19% over the past decade in Gwinnett. So that's really great news. But it's still an issue. It's still going on, and we still want to raise awareness about it to the youth and the adults in the community, because we do know that many high school students, they drive while under the influence of alcohol, and they also ride with other people who've been drinking. So that's something that we want to bring awareness to and really help change and prevent. And we also know that youth, a lot of them get their alcohol from family members and other adults. So it's just great to get that awareness out there.
Patricia, what advice would you give to parents about how they should deal with their teenagers if they think they're drinking or before they start drinking?
I think parents should definitely have a talk with their kids, because they can't just simply avoid it and expect their kids just to completely forget about it, because they're obviously exposed to it every single day, like in school with friends. So definitely have the parents talk to them and give them advice, and not be too mean to them and just stereotype that they're going to be teenagers that are going to drink. Actually be honest with them and kind of go in a more nicer way to communicate with them. So yeah.
So Molly, I know from our youth survey that a lot of the youth in Gwinnett County who are drinking get their alcohol from their parents. Mm-hmm. So how are they going to have this conversation, and why should they? What are the effects of alcohol?
Well, it is great for them to have that conversation, although we know that youth get a lot of their alcohol from adults. I think it's important to let them know that it affects them and the consequences. We know a lot about how alcohol can impact the teenage brain, because they're still developing even until 25 years of age. So that's really important for the parents to know, and I feel like if they knew, all the consequences that could happen, that they would really want to share that with their youth and communicate with them.
Y'all have some great materials at GUIDE, right, that could help educate. Tell us a little bit about those.
Okay. Well, we do lots of different things in the community. We work with a lot of different agencies and the police departments, law enforcement, and other businesses. And a lot of things we do is we share our warning messages with them. We have warning posters that we go around and we put up in gas stations and restaurants around the county. And we also have stickers and glass clings that they can put up on their door just to really remind adults not to provide alcohol to minors. And we also work with law enforcement to do compliance checks and making sure that people in the community are checking ID and things like that.
So Patricia, how have you avoided drinking alcohol?
Well, first of all, my parents don't give me any, so that's a starter right there. And I've always seen alcohol as like not something I'm interested in. So and even if people would offer it to me, I decline because I know the negative effects that it could have on me. So.
And so all the positive things that you're on, you don't have time for alcohol. You were telling me a little bit about those before the show started. So tell us some of those things that you're able to accomplish without drinking and partying and that kind of thing.
Well, like I said, I'm the secretary in YAB, and I'm also first in my class, and I'm a junior right now at Collins Hill. I'm also in a lot of clubs, and I have a lot of leadership, and some things include, like, I'm president of National Honor Society. I'm treasurer of this anti-bully club that I started with some friends at my school. You know, just some average things that teenagers do.
Well, maybe not all teenagers.
Yeah.
So it gives us hope, especially the older population like me, to be exposed to young people like you that are so positive and are doing such wonderful things and giving back to the community already at such a young age. And would you encourage others to get involved with our Youth Advisory Board?
Yes, this is actually my first year doing YAB, and it has had such a big impact in my life. I literally love everyone in the group. I love Molly and Sarah and just all the activities we do. It's just so fun. It's not like we just sit around in the meetings and do boring things. Like, we actually interact and we really get to learn more, and it's just really fun, honestly. Everyone should apply.
Yeah, and it's really great to have the youth feedback as well, and everything that we do at Guide. It's great to be able to relate to that audience.
It is, and it helps us get the message across, because sometimes we're not really sure how to get the message across to the youth. Mm-hmm. So I got one last question for you, Molly.
Okay.
You hear all this about Europe,
mm-hmm.
and how, you know, they don't have a drinking problem in Europe because they allow their kids to start drinking at like age 16. Is that true?
Yeah, and a lot of our research shows that we've seen that although you hear a lot about that, in reality, European teens actually drink more and get drunk more than American teens, and actually have a higher rate of alcohol-related problems and issues.
So it's not true.
Right.
Okay. So thank you so much for being on the show today and sharing with us. I'm looking forward to speaking with some more youth on the show. And thank you for what you're doing to make a difference in our community, both of you.
Thank you. It was great being here.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, local young leaders will be discussing ways they prevent underage drinking in our community.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to People Helping People. Our topic today is underage drinking prevention. I am pleased to introduce two young leaders, Gabby Guzman-Simon and Haley Gray, who are part of Guide's Youth Advisory Board and the Coalition's Youth Voice Group. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
So I know that the Youth Advisory Board is involved in doing some underage drinking prevention campaigns. Gabby, can you tell me about those?
Yes, I can. I can tell you about 3 campaigns actually. We have the Save Brains campaign, Parents Who Host Lose the Most, and the Prom/Spring Break campaign. The Save Brains campaign is about giving information to parents and also young adults about the latest research and information and facts out there about underage drinking.
Right, and the effects that it has on their brain.
Right.
Say brains.
Right.
Okay.
And also we have Parents Who Host Lose the Most, which is pretty much giving out information to the parents that hosting parties with alcohol is wrong and bad.
And illegal.
And illegal. And also we have the Prom/Spring Break companion, where it's the YAB giving out information and awareing other students about alcohol not being good for them, and especially that it's best to stay in control and to stay sober, to enjoy spring break and prom.
Great, thank you so much. And why should youth be involved in these campaigns and in the messaging? How do you reach out to the youth in our community?
Well, students should be involved in these prevention campaigns because it gives them opportunities to voice their opinions, and it gives them a chance to make a difference in their communities. And it's important that we get students from many parts of the community. That way we know what resources each school may need to implement certain prevention projects, and it'll make the whole project much more effective.
So, in other words, helping youth is a good approach.
Mm-hmm.
So how did y'all get involved in the Youth Advisory Board?
I heard about it from a past member, and they told me just to go on the Guide Inc. website, and I found the application, and this year it's due by May 1st, but anyone can get involved in Youth Advisory Board, and it's not too time consuming because you only meet once a month, and you just discuss what you want to accomplish for the rest of the year, and it's just a great club to be in, organization to be in.
And how about you, Haley? Gabby, how'd you get involved?
Well, I got involved by a friend who invited me. We were in art class, and I think it was that meeting where you bring a friend, and well, she invited me as her friend, and I remember the first meeting, they had a TED Talk, so that was kind of interesting, and I've never seen a TED Talk before that. And I kind of wanted to know more about YAB, like what else do you guys do? So that's how I got involved.
So what's your favorite part of the YAB, and what have you seen that you think has made the biggest difference?
Probably, well, my favorite part is probably just being able to get to know other people from parts of the community that have like the same goals and aspirations as I do, so it's easy to relate, and we all have a common goal of wanting to end or limit the amount of alcohol and drugs that young youth consume.
Well,
what's your favorite part?
My favorite part? I think it's everything. Getting to know people across Gwinnett County, getting to be with them through the events, having fun at the meetings. It's just a blast.
So what have you seen that has made the biggest difference in the work that y'all have been doing?
Well, what I've seen is appreciation from adults. They like that us youth are out there trying to help other people our age as well.
That's true, because it probably gives them like a sense of stability, I guess, that they'll know that other youth are going to be leading their youth in the right directions, and that there are some leaders in the community.
So I appreciate what y'all are doing in the community. I appreciate y'all working with the coalition as well. and what you're doing to make our community safer and drug-free. I was telling the young person before you how much hope I have in our future meeting young people like you that are drug-free, have lots of goals. We were talking before going to Harvard or Yale or all of these fantastic schools, and then coming back and giving back to our community. So thanks for what you've done for our community. I wish you both well in your futures. And thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
When we come back, we will have a chance to talk to 2 more youth and find out what advice they have for parents of teens.
Kyle, I need to talk to you about something.
What? About your drinking problem. Why? I don't have a drinking problem.
You've been skipping class. I can smell it on your breath. I don't want to be around you anymore.
Are you serious?
No, I don't think you understand that drinking makes you a jerk.
Jerk? Me? Alcohol is about having fun.
We're just telling you because we think you're better than that.
Why do you even care? It's not that big of a deal.
Why shouldn't we care? We're concerned you're screwing up your life. You're hurting the people that care about you, Kyle, and yourself. You know alcohol screws up your brain.
I don't think there's anything wrong with me.
We can't hide your secret much longer.
You need help that we can't give you.
Not yourself anymore when you drink.
Is anyone themselves when they drink?
You messed up with Kyle.
So what are you gonna do? Kick me out the group?
We can get our adult advisors. We might not have all the answers, but they'll know what to do.
You seriously think that would help?
Kyle, you're my friend. I'm here for you. So much bigger than just us. Where'd you even get the alcohol from?
I got it from a friend.
What kind of friends do you have? Friends to harm or help you? You only get one life. Don't risk it.
Welcome back to People Helping People. Our topic today is underage drinking prevention. I am pleased to have Ryan, Kyle, and Kendall Robinson, who are part of Guide's Youth Advisory Board, on the show. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
So Ryan, some adults think it's okay to serve young people alcohol in their homes. Why is that maybe not such a great idea?
Well, studies show that when adults give alcohol to minors, that it typically leads to bad risk behaviors and also things like more drinking outside of the home and alcoholic problems as well.
Well, that's interesting because as a parent, what I've heard is that, well, if they do it in the house, it's safer because then they won't be going out drinking, or, you know, if I let them do it, it has a psychological effect that they won't want to do it as much. But what you're saying is kind of the opposite. Interesting. So why do you think parents think that it's this rite of passage?
Well, maybe because, I don't know, past experience maybe, but alcohol really is not it damages the brain, so it's not good at all. And most teens don't necessarily drink as much as people think that they do.
Oh, I know y'all are doing a campaign on that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In the schools about, what's that called, that campaign?
The
Alcohol Awareness Month.
Yes.
Right, and that more students are not drinking as people think.
Mm-hmm. We actually did a survey with 50,000 Gwinnett County students, and only 19% said that they had alcohol within the last 30 days. So.
And how many thought they were drinking? like 100%?
Yeah, just
Right.
somewhat.
So it isn't as high as what people think.
Yes, ma'am.
Kendall, what can parents do to prevent their youth from drinking?
They should definitely talk with their teens and make sure that they know who their teens are hanging out with and what their activities are, and talk with them about the risks of alcohol consumption and tell them that alcohol affects their brain growth and development. So definitely just talk to them about it.
What if they don't know what to say or they don't have that information? Where could they find that?
There are tons of websites that you can go on. There's one, it's called savebrains.org, so you can go on there and find different facts about alcohol.
And I know that Guide has all kinds of information in the office in Lawrenceville, and we'll put up the phone number for Guide and their website as well, and they can access information there. So what would be the best piece of advice that you would give to parents about raising teenagers?
I would tell them that we're not all bad, and most of us don't drink, like Ryan said, and a lot, like, we have good heads on our shoulders. We're not terrible. I feel like a lot of people stereotype teens and make us out to be people who like drink and do drugs and stuff, but we're not. I'm not, and pretty sure Ryan's not either. So.
Right, I was talking to y'all. Y'all are very upstanding young people and have lots of goals and participate in positive things, and that's what we should be encouraging, and not, you know, the media concentrates so much on the bad things that young people are involved in. And I'm so hopeful because I know so many wonderful young people like y'all that I know are going to, you know, protect me and support me in my old age, hopefully.
Yes.
So, what would be your best advice, Ryan?
Probably similar to what she said, that there are a few that tend to go down that path, but that most of us do think about, you know, the risks and the consequences and stuff like that.
So just to be supportive and, you know, not think that they need to be your best friend and that kind of thing, but to be good parents and set rules and talk to you and, you know, respect that y'all can make some good decisions.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Well, thanks so much for what you're doing and being involved in the Youth Advisory Board and being involved in Guide and making a difference in this community. I appreciate that so much, and I look forward to seeing y'all soon, and good luck with your futures.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show today. For anyone who missed part of the show and would like to see it in its entirety, log on to www.tvgwinnett.com and watch it on video on demand. To contact our guests who are featured on the show or to get involved, you can visit our website at www.gwinnettcoalition.org or call the Gwinnett Helpline at 770-995-3339. See you next time on People Helping People.